playing Lego Marvel Superheroes.
I am ready, by the way, not sure. I am ready, by the way, not sure if we're still waiting. This game has some long levels, especially the early ones. Oh, no audio? Okay. How? No audio.
I still can't believe that's your emergency manual override.
Hey, I admit it's a little on the complicated side, but at least it works, right? There's our exit. Just gotta use a...
Did I just pause? Oh no, hold on.
You're good.
Oh, okay, cool. So I guess they didn't hear us at all, so, anyway, so this is, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, really cool game. I am here with Gus, if that wasn't on stream. He's gonna be helping commentate.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, this game, I'm gonna just repeat quickly what we said. This game has a lot of really cool skips and unique skips. Not really a lot of broken tech, but the biggest piece of tech is gonna be shown off right here at the beginning of the second room. If you want to explain that real quick.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a super jump type thing where we're setting our respawn location in a way somewhere else, but we'll do it from actually a flying point. So what you'll see Seed do is he's gonna like fly into a corner up here, and then he'll drop down into a place that he can't fly, and then it wants to go back. And so what he'll do is he'll launch back up, and then if you start flying, as soon as that happens, you'll actually clip through the roof, and you'll shove yourself out of bounds, which is huge for this room because this room is long, and we can actually hit an out of bounds trigger that ends it straight away. There you go. So second try there, which is pretty good. So now he's just free to kind of roam wherever he wants above all of this or behind it. And so this is huge. It skips tons of camera pans and stuff, which is a big thing in this game, is massive long camera pans.
Yeah.
Obviously unskippable. And he's just going to navigate his way to the end trigger, which I believe you have a setup for?
Yeah, it's a really weird setup because this trigger is kind of like inside of a wall, and you can just barely hit it under the wall, so you're gonna see me do some weird movement here, but we need to navigate this very interesting camera here and then wedge ourselves right here. And should be a little bit more to the right. Then we go under the wall and we hit the door.
Very nice.
And now we're on to the first boss fight in the game. So this is like the kind of magnum opus of this game. Every level has at least one boss fight, and most of them have at least two. Uh, so right at the beginning here, I'm gonna do something very specific. I'm gonna put Star-Lord on this ship, and once Eason begins to punch the floor, I'm gonna jump up, and this boss fight normally has a ton of RNG, but if you do that specific movement on the first possible phase, it always works, and this ship gets destroyed first try, so drop right there, and he should instantly aggro on the ship, which saves a ton of time, actually.
Yeah, sometimes he just will not hit the ship.
Yeah,
You want him to.
if you don't do this, then it's really up to RNG. Also, since this is replay story, we have access to every single extra in this game. There aren't a ton of useful ones. The most useful one is Fast Interact, and the second one is Demolition Mode, which I don't have on just yet, but how it will work in a couple of levels is it basically one-shots enemies if you just walk into them, which is really OP. And it also one-shots some mini-bosses for some reason. That's really cool. But yeah, this rest of the boss fight is pretty much auto-scroller.
Yeah, and as you can see, tons of camera pans, so get used to them.
Yeah, this game just has a lot of camera pans. They kind of started overusing camera pans in those later LEGO games.
Yeah.
The ship, it remade itself.
There's like
because Seed's doing
yeah.
replay story, he will not be doing any hub sections, which are kind of an important part of this any percent run, actually.
Yeah.
They're kind of levels in and of themselves, really.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, we won't be seeing any of those because there's some kind of cool stuff in between that. But it's just going to be level-to-level action, which is also pretty good.
Yeah, thing about hub worlds is they don't really have a lot of skips. It's just kind of doing the intended thing with some map points in between. But yeah, because of no hub worlds or hub stuff, you're also gonna be missing out on the lore of the game. But I am gonna explain it whenever it's important. I guess I can kind of start now. So this game's villain is the Kang person, who is basically a god of time. He's not actually a god, but he basically can control time at his will. And this first encounter with him is basically him sending Isom the Searcher to deal with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And similar to the LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1, which we saw on Friday from Gus, this game is not based on any Marvel movie. This is a TT Games original story. So there is some movie references, a lot of them even, but this is a completely kind of new story, not canon.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, especially because this level kind of introduces you into Star-Lord, and this Star-Lord is very clearly based on the MCU Star-Lord. You can start dancing and he'll play the music from the movie and all that. But yeah, it's an OG story, but it's still very heavily inspired from the MCU, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and this game also tries to end or start off where the first game ended, but there aren't really many references to the first game. So, yeah. Also, I'm kind of gonna be skipping to the end here, but this game ends on a cliffhanger. That was supposedly put there to kind of tease the next game, but this game has yet to come out. So, yeah.
Yeah, and given that they will probably change the formula, given how Skywalker Saga was, it probably won't be so related to this, but we'll see.
Yeah. Also, funny thing about this game is if you skip the final cutscene, it just it plays the status screen on top of the cutscene, and you can see a very weird visual glitch with Peter Quill Star-Lord on the left there, where his face is kind of deformed. It always pisses me off when I look at that, but yeah. That's the first level, and this is also a thing about this game. Status screens are not skippable, and they are pretty long, so...
Yep.
But yeah,
you get a glimpse of it there, but the hub world's crazy in this game.
Yeah.
Maybe if we were a bit ahead of schedule, you could fly around the map or something, just shot around at the end, because it's nuts. It's just this mishmash of all kinds of stuff. Like that's the whole point of the story, which we'll get to later. But it's
Yeah.
crazy.
This level, called Avengers World Tour, it's actually called in the game files World According to Kang, because this is our like kind of first encounter with Kang in this level, where he just like kind of tries to mesh every world he has together, which makes this great city of many different realms, which we'll see later on. But this is a very interesting skip here, so I'm gonna try to boost Cap with the electricity on top of this collision here. And that was really good. And all you need to do is get Cap up there. And now...
Yeah, we need Captain Thor, and normally you'd have to do a whole puzzle on the left to get them up. Well, Thor can fly up, but Cap. So doing that lightning thing, which is also a thing that I do in Marvel 1, so it's kind of some cross-tech there, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know, but you get Cap up and then you're chilling, you just got the shield switch with the shield down here, and that's it, really.
Yes, now there's a lot of cameras here, and we basically have to finish both sides of the room. So the first one we just had to open, or we just have to do the electricity panel. Here we have to put out the flames. This level kind of teaches you about the mechanics of every character we got. So Thor obviously has lightning, Cap can douse the flames and use shield switches, which is what we're gonna do here. Open this big giant door here. And after that we're gonna have... So this level actually has 5 boss fights. We skipped one of them, but yeah, this is the longest level in the game, and it's not even close. This level is about, looks like 12 minutes on my splits. Should be a little bit faster, but the best you can go with it is around 11.
Yeah, no, not a fun second level to get things going. Especially, this game has gotten a lot better recently. I think Seed kind of found a lot. Also, we've had other discoveries just here and there. But like this level was like 16 minutes or something, 90%.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Then we
The
found
second level.
Yeah, then we found a 3-minute skip that skips the whole next room, which we'll see in a second. But yeah, we still have to get through this section. Now, I think this is the single... In the level that is not just one room, this is the single longest room in the game. But we do not have a way to skip it. There is just no way to get out of bounds that we know of, unfortunately. And yeah, you can kind of see why I turned on demolition mode, which is the extra. I can just kind of walk into enemies and it destroys them in one hit. Really cool. And I wonder if we're gonna get something here. So, I recently upgraded to a new PC, and it's really good. And it seems like this new PC glitches out this boss fight specifically, where if I have really high FPS, the game is gonna speed up by like 3 right here for like a couple seconds. So hopefully this happens because it'll be kind of funny. Let's see. Oh yeah, everything is sped up. Okay, but now we need to kind of make Captain America attack us, so he gets dizzy because he got consumed by the cloud, as they say. And now we get to fight the main boss here.
Yeah, and you'll see that this is going to be common in all the boss fights. You'll kind of just do a bunch of damage, and then their health will lock, which is honestly a pretty dumb game mechanic, but what can you do? So yeah, you'll see that you kind of do a bunch of damage, and then the next phase happens, and his health will just lock. It won't like kind of explain it, it'll just do that, like this. I mean, this is, I guess he's got a bubble, so that's alright, I suppose, but it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, the thing is, like, okay, these boss fights are really bad casually, but they have grown on me as a speedrun thing. I really like them now.
Yeah, because they are skill, ultimately.
Yeah.
You need to play well.
And now we have to, oops, I didn't do enough damage here, unfortunately. Missed the hit there, but now he's gonna wake up Captain America again, and we need to defeat Captain America now. Again, in order for Presence's lock to kind of end, but I think I somehow missed the cycle there. Okay, should be a quick backup though. There we go. And now we can damage the presence and end this room. So yeah, a 5-minute room right there. And now this is the same kind of thing we saw in the first level with a fall rescue clip through the ceiling, except this one, because you're in the water, it's a little bit weird. And I'm gonna switch to Captain Marvel here. And to 30 hertz, because I believe this is a frame-perfect trick. And we're gonna try to clip out here. But do not be fooled, because this kind of tech doesn't work everywhere, because it's only some specific kill planes that give you fall rescue like that, so... And there's only 4 of those in the game that we know of, which is both unfortunate and kind of cool, because we don't have to do this everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Very nice. And then yeah, the classic, once you're out of bounds, you find a out of bounds trigger and then end the room.
Yeah, this other one's trigger actually has a pretty specific setup, so we need to go all the way behind here, behind all the invisible walls. And now, I'm gonna use this rock right here, out of bounds, to align my height. Now we're gonna go somewhere left. Up the wall here, turn around. And we hit the door.
Nice.
And yeah, that... I'm pretty sure that skips a boss fight with Atum. I'm not sure if it's an actual boss fight or Atum is just there. But now we have a singular room where there's 3 different boss fights, and they're all Spider-Man villains. We got the Shocker, Mysterio... Actually, Mysterio is not really a boss. We got... What's this? Craven and Doc Ock. There's also Vulture, but he's also not a boss, he's just kind of there. So.
Yeah, this level's really kind of just shoving everything in your face as much as it can.
That's honestly the best description I've ever heard. Yeah. And also, I have a really good, like I have a lot of praises for this game. I really like it now that I've played it a lot. One of the things I really like is the soundtrack. This room specifically has a fire soundtrack. Not sure how much of it you're gonna be able to hear when I'm yapping over it, but it's really cool. So now Mysterio has appeared and has taken Shocker away. We need to get him back here.
Yeah, I think level hate this game. It's definitely clear that they put a lot of effort into it, which I think is very good.
Oh yeah, no, I honestly think this is one of the the best made LEGO game, because it doesn't really have a lot of very big issues with it. Doesn't really crash a lot, doesn't have a lot of soft locks or anything. Just really well put together. The only thing is it has a really dumb crash in 100%, but that's really it. Yes.
Yeah, and like we said, there's no universal tech that runs throughout the whole game, so clearly they're kind of going through that stuff.
Yeah, the collision in this game is actually really good.
Individual stuff.
Yeah, you can just clip through everything, except in free play, but nah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to track this lion for a second, and after that we can beat up Craven.
Guys, maybe there's something we can build to get the lion's attention.
Uh-oh. Nice, kitty. What do you know? Guess our new friend was just hungry.
Now, one thing I don't like about this game is that the split screen is vertically locked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how Seed feels about that.
See, I don't really mind it anymore. It was definitely hard to get used to. And it's hard to get used to every single time I come back, because I just might get my characters mixed up. But yeah, it's... I honestly don't know why they just didn't give you an option to change it in some games. Wouldn't hurt, but probably had some reasons.
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I know for TSS, they specifically said that they didn't really... that the dynamic didn't really work out for them in that game. But so I'm assuming it was probably for the same reason in this game. Right, so now that Vulture or Kraven's almost done, we need to go here with Spider-Man to trigger Vulture again. And now we head down to the final boss fight with Doc Ock. And this boss fight is a joke, honestly. There's not much to it. So we can just kind of damage him early there, and now we just punch. Hello? Okay, he's back. That's a first. I'm glad that didn't softlock.
Yeah, I was worried he wasn't gonna come back.
Fortunately, I think in this game, the health part that you actually see for the boss is completely fake. If you find a way to like quick kill a boss by, I don't know, like pushing him into a kill plane, they're gonna die and they're gonna respawn with the same amount of health. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. I've actually done that with Shocker in this level before. When I thrown him off of the edge and he just respawned. So yeah, that's the second level, and that is the longest level, and it's not even close. So it's about to get better from here. Yeah, so for comparison, this next level it should only be about 4 minutes. The third level, Castle Hassle.
So, there's a new donut.
Another room without a skip, but this one's really cool. A lot of cool 1P2C right here. You're gonna see a very unique piece of tech at the beginning here. If you want to explain that, Gus.
Yes, it's a bit of a weird skip, and you'll see that we've got Star-Lord back again, and he had these like gravity mines that we could throw, which would like suck everything in if you dropped them on like I don't know, some kind of thing that they were intended for. But then we've also got Groot, and Groot's cool in this game. He's got some weird physics. So as you can see there, he threw a gravity mine with Star-Lord, and then Groot just started floating. And that's because he threw it at the thing, and it was next to Groot, so it kind of affected him with the gravity, and it just made him float. But you can float to where you need to go to, which is very weird. I'm not quite sure why that works.
Yeah, that
But
also skips a really long puzzle with the lift on the left. So that's a really huge skip, actually.
Yeah, it's a nice skip. Don't know why it works, but it's just cool. And I don't think we use that anywhere else.
No, not even in like 100%.
Yeah, it's just in this room, which is cool.
Her appearance is merely an illusion.
Yeah, now we have to break literally every single object in this room, which is sometimes really difficult. Demolition mode definitely helps because we can just walk into everything. And we use Groot here. He does this classic I am Groot.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
But yeah, it's like we said, this is obviously not based on any of the movies, but it has a lot of. This came out after Guardians of the Galaxy 1, the movie, so it has a lot of like cool references to the movie, and also the characters are characterized as the ones from the movie, so really cool. So I just enter this portal to get on the top with Groot. And even if you get up here early with Groot, that thing does not work. So you can't really sequence break this level.
Yeah, we actually missed it before because we skipped it in the first level, but Groot can turn into baby Groot, which is cool. It's kind of like an alternate form, kind of like a big fig and normal fig. I don't actually know what baby Groot does.
I think he has a really small hitbox, but other than that, he doesn't do absolutely any. Oh, this is bad. I hate this when this happens. This is a glitch that happens in this specific section that might force a restart. Yeah, okay, let's quit out. This is not gonna put me very far behind. This is just gonna put me in the same room. I don't know why this happens, but it happens a lot more often lately. It just kind of soft-locks the stuff. It's not a soft-lock, but it's really hard to fix. Hopefully...
Maybe it's like a fast interact thing or something?
As curious as
Uh,
I am to see
I was more thinking FPS. Okay, now it works fine. Cool.
Yeah, that too.
You guys get distracted at the gift shop?
But yeah, that's not that big of a deal. Now, we need to free cap here. I need to do something here to enter our next... I guess the thing in room 1 was technically a boss fight, but not really. So our boss fight for this level here is Black Knight.
Thanks, guys.
we can't reach the Black Knight from here. But
So we just need to use this.
be able to help.
And I'm gonna turn off demolition mode because
Once the room stops
there's a glitch in this specific room where if you have demolition mode on, Cap is treated like an enemy and it just dies in one hit if you touch him. So it really messes everything up here. But yeah, we just need to punch this boss to death here.
You will not win this day, Black Knight.
It's actually a really cool boss fight. A lot of skill.
Yeah, you kind of gotta like know his cycles and his attack patterns and stuff.
Yeah. Also, his health is programmed to automatically drain after a while, which is... I don't know why, but it's really cool. You should see it in like a second here. And a couple of more hits here. There we go. Yeah, he just kind of died off screen.
But yeah, much shorter level than the previous one.
Yeah. Also, the next level is also really short too, about the same length, and features a really, again, one of a kind skip in this game. Using the one and only wheelbarrow. Oh yeah, but by the way, these loading screens into the hub kind of show you the whole hub world in a Lego form, which is really cool. I believe DC Supervillains does the same thing.
Yeah, I think LB3 as well.
Oh yeah, you're
There's
right.
a couple.
Mm-hmm. Let's turn this... I got lag frames. That's unfortunate. I need to reset my player 2 binds in a second then, but that's fine.
How are we gonna get in there? Those doors are impenetrable, even for me.
Not exactly. The explosives in those carts are designed for vibranium mining. They could blow that door open easily.
So just
So yeah, now, in this room we have Spider-Man, and he basically is a flying character. So,
Yeah, and we love a good flying character, especially if you're not technically meant to have one. Because then if you can find a way to get to the end, which we have, then you can just do that. So he's going to take care of these enemies here. Don't want him messing this up. And we'll grab the wheelbarrow, which is so hype, honestly. And we'll wedge ourselves in the corner and then turn so that Spider-Man will actually end up inside and out of bounds.
that was a little bit slow, but yeah, it can just, like, put you out of bounds, and there's an out of bounds door right here. Now I need to...
Skips the whole room.
Now I need to fix my binds.
A shadow of the man your father was, T'Challa, and you will end up just the same.
And now here we have a completely scripted boss fight. You can waste your energy here and just punch this guy, but it doesn't matter how much... Okay, hold on. But it doesn't really matter how much you punch him, you just need to wait for him to start rolling, and then every time he rolls, there's then like a random chance he kind of stops, and we need to take care of him once he does that. This... I mentioned that the health bars in this game are completely fake. This one is especially. You can get this boss down to 0 health in the second phase, and he will not die, because he is scripted to have to go through all 3 phases before this level ends.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. But honestly, when I'm playing this, I kind of make it a game to try get it to 0 health. Just to
Yeah,
keep me
no,
interested during
I
this
do
boss
the
fight.
exact same thing here.
Giant death machinery.
Also, fun fact, this room, one of a kind room, where if Spider-Man, I can show it off in a second, Spider-Man cannot grapple or like fly with his swing or anything because apparently it's too hot. So if you try to swing here, he just kind of face palms. So even if we like found an out of bounds this room, we wouldn't really be able to skip it. But yeah, that was really good RNG on the second phase here.
Is that the best you have? I was hoping for a challenge.
But yeah, the level balance in this run is really all over the place because we had that 11-minute level, and this, because of some very big skips, we also have some levels under 1 minute. There's 3 levels that should be under 1 minute. Although it's really hard to get under 1 minute in one of them. So this is the final phase. There's actually two of the shortest levels in the game are in a row, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, the back half of the game, it starts to like really shorten out compared to the first half.
Yeah,
It's
except
an interesting pace for a run.
yeah, except for Sphinx and Tornado. Those are the long ones, but other than that, really short levels towards the end. So let's see how quickly he stops.
I mean, luckily, Sphinx is a pretty cool level.
Sphinx is a really cool level, that's true. Tornado less, but
Yeah.
alright, so that's the level taken care of here. And now we go, so this is level 4, it actually kind of says on the comics. I forgot to mention there's 20 levels in this game, which is absurdly insane amount of levels. Like I really like a lot of them. But I think as a casual game, like this game is really bad as a casual game. Once you get to play it as a speed game, it's really cool. But nah, this game as a casual game is really, really bad.
Yeah, it just drags on a bit too much.
Yeah, I think it took me like 4 days to do the whole story. Playing casually. So this level has a really cool skip. In this first room, so we're gonna head up here. Hopefully get the D-aggro. Okay, this guy is dumb, so we might not be able to get it. Hold on. Need to wait for this guy to walk over. And okay, we got it. That guy is programmed to do like a whole patrol of the area. And if you don't kill him, if he spots you, he spawns in more enemies that you have to kill. But if you kill him without him noticing you, it's put straight into this caravan. Now, for some reason, the developers left the out-of-bounds door for this next boss fight in bounds. So we just kind of fly here. And fly here, and we trigger the fight.
You have made it this far, but no farther.
And here is why demolition mode is OP. So we can just kind of walk into those mini bosses and they die instantly. Really fun skip, but I don't know why that works.
It's so nice though.
Yeah, this is kind of why I started to prefer replay story to any percent recently. Now we have to go through these phases. Now these mini bosses will respawn halfway through the fight, but we will just do the same thing again. And yeah, this level also has 2 boss fights, so actually you can see they respawn here and they are dead.
You are starting to get on my nerve.
And yeah, the next boss fight is a one-of-a-kind boss fight with Baron Zemo. And it's a plane boss fight. The only vehicle kind of room in the game. We just need to finish Claw here. Alright.
Zemo's just up ahead. I see him. Take this, Star-Lord.
Yeah, so not much to say with this section, really. It's kind of an auto-scroller.
It is kind of an auto-scroller, but there is so there's like a scripted event somewhere in this boss fight. and we'll see when we get it. Basically, you get your plane hijacked by some Hydra guys, and it can happen at 3 different points, and if you get it on the first one, it's a little bit slower, and it's completely RNG. There's nothing you can do to manipulate.
We'll see about that.
But we didn't get it on the first possible time, so we either get it on the second, or the third one, which the second one is ideal if I remember correctly. Guess we'll have to see. And you see that I'm shooting Baron Zemo's planes the whole time here, but he only takes damage when the boss health bar is visible. So right now, for example. Which is really dumb. Otherwise this boss fight would be like 20 seconds.
This room also sucks in 100% if anyone has ever done that, because there's a couple mini kits that you need to get along the way, and it's a very, very long cycle to go all the way around.
Yeah, and
So if you miss it, then you gotta go back.
and if you get hijacked at the first possible time, you might just cry yourself to sleep because you're gonna be forced to do another cycle here. Yes, we should be hijacked like right now. In a second here. Yeah, there we go.
You didn't spot my little friends, did you?
Also, the plane does like to do some weird things sometimes, like you saw there. And now we need to finish up Baron Zemo here. And that's the end of the level. Ooh, and now we're gonna have a really... I'm not looking forward to this one. Really bad boss fight to begin with. So yeah, now, on to level 6, High Noon Saloon, which has 2 boss fights. One of them is at the very beginning of the room with MODOK, who happens to be the worst boss in the game. Because... Yeah, you will see why.
I also believe that this level doesn't have any skips, is that right?
Yes, this is the only... I think this is the only level in the game without any skips. It has like a very small optimization in room 2 that saves around 2 seconds, but other than that, there's no skips.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's not even like that long considering that. You'd think that it'd be like, oh, given the length of these levels, it's like 10 minutes or something. Nah, I think it's like, what, 6 or 7?
It's 6 minutes on the dot.
Yeah, there you go.
So we should be able to damage MODOK now, and what he does sometimes is he just like pushes you away, and he can push you really far away. And now he just kind of teleports, or not teleports, flies to one of those balconies. It is RNG where he flies to, doesn't really matter where. And now he's gonna push us away and gonna fly to a balcony or here. And yeah, we got pushed with player 1 really far away here. Now we need to punch him for a little bit until his health is half done. And we need to stop punching him, otherwise he will not progress to the next phase. Okay, there we go. Yeah, like this level doesn't even have like room for skips. Because you don't have any flying character or anything really, and this is 100% scripted. Which is kind of a lot of rooms in this game. Which is actually kind of fun in some places, but this particular one I really do not like.
Yeah, this could do with a skip, this room for sure.
Yeah. So, build this cannon to get MODOK out of the hiding here. And the second phase is basically the same, with one extra thing at the end. But he's gonna push me away again, and I'm dying to some enemies around here as well. This game, also one thing that I shame it for, is it has kind of something I call ninja enemies, which are basically bosses. Unless you have a strength character who can one-shot them, which is the only exception. But I think this should go to the... Okay, no, okay. We need to get him low enough to go into phase 3 here. It should be like now. There we go.
There's also enemies that have like gold or metal armor on them, which means you need like a bomb character or a like laser character to kill the enemy at all, which is very dumb, I think.
Yeah, but the dumbest thing is there's enemies with red armor who are not killable. They can only be thrown off of the edge, which is really not easy to do. But this is almost the end of the fight. Oh, I have never seen that before. Okay, I guess it didn't matter. Cool. Now what I can do... Actually, I forgot about this. This is a small escape. You can push this barrel during this camera pan, which will overlap 2 camera pans and end this level earlier. But now we're gonna have a glitched camera for a second.
I think we got him on the ropes, partners.
But we can't get close to him unless... What?
And now we're on the
Yeah.
train.
Yeah, so we're in the Wild West, I guess.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's kind of jumping locations. So I'm not actually sure the reason why it's here. I think it just is.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Of all the realities, he took the Wild West, or I think it's called the Old West, something.
Old West, yeah. But it's pretty cool. It makes more sense when you go to the hub, because it's kind of like, oh, go to the hub area that matches the level that you're going into. So for this level, you would travel to the Old West, and then do a little thing, and then enter the saloon, and then you enter the level. And that kind of goes for every level. It's like, okay, go to the hub area, and then it gives a little context to what you're doing.
Yeah, and even though we have Star-Lord here, this room disables flight. So we do have to like do all of this parkour here. But there's not a lot to this room. This room is only about 2 minutes. Or 3 minutes, something like that. Now, with this guy, this is Kid Cold, I think, we can lasso this. And this specific area has some weird glitch where it's really difficult to call on player view sometimes, but it did manage to get it pretty quickly here. And now we have to get to the second boss fight, which is really barely a boss fight. And just kind of punch away here. And that's the end of the boss fight. Really? No.
Where are you running to now, Corbett? You can't hide from us.
How nice of you folks to round up my bounty.
Now we need to go through a set of camera pans here before ending this level. And we get Star-Lord into a cannon, we fire the cannon, and that ends the level. After that, we have what should be the shortest level in the game. You will see in a second. It should be, but it might not be, depending on how it goes. Really difficult trick coming up.
Oh man, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? I don't like how this is going. Quit your yakking it, Holmes.
Alright.
With Replay Story, you'd actually probably start with that level.
Yeah, normal runs I did actually start there because next trick or next level we're about to have as a skip for the whole level. However, it is kind of a cycle-based trick, so if you miss it, you lose. First off, you lose like 10 seconds, then you lose like another 10 seconds, and then you lose 40 seconds. So yeah, if you don't get it first try, just like basically reset and then replay story run. Because we're going...
And that's like pretty important, because that's like the entire length of the level normally. So if you miss a couple cycles, you're already like doubling your time for the single level.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go into this level, Surtur and Doom. It's a whole boss fight with Surtur, but and this whole level is just this one room. And there is a kill plane below Surtur, but he has this attack where he punches the ground, and if you stand behind his fist, it clips you through the kill plane. And this is the fastest version. I'm hopefully gonna get it. Oh, okay. I'm a little bit too close. So we need to go for the second version now. Yeah, now we need to wait for this fist to come down again. This is not this attack, this is the next attack. Fortunately, did miss that. So let's see if we get a second try. There we go.
Nice, yep. And you'll see that Seed actually charged up his hammer earlier, and so he's got this lightning effect, and that will give him this ability to kind of sense where the out of bounds trigger is, just like that.
Yeah.
So you can see that the lightning kind of grabs it.
Yeah, lightning has a very interesting property where it like snaps to a collision next to you, and doors like count as collision, and yeah, it's really cool because you can see where the door is. Normally that would be really hard because it's in the middle of nowhere. Right now, this is the second shortest level, only about 5 seconds shorter, or longer. Sorry. Room to maneuver. So this room, this level has 2 rooms, unlike the last one, but both of them have a really quick way to get out of bounds and skip them with a door. So right here, you can just go upstairs, and there's a hole in the wall right here. And the door is right behind where I have Miss Marvel right now, or sorry, She-Hulk. So around here, and this room spawns you out of bounds. So yeah, we just about.
Ridiculous. Mordo, you're the one being ridiculous. We should fight against Kang together.
Fighting on a ceiling?
There we go.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah, that door is kind of difficult to hit because you don't really have a reference, but yeah, that's the... So that, because I messed up in the previous level, this is the shortest level of this run now. I promise...
There's still a couple, like, super short levels as well.
Yeah, I promise this is not gonna be... Not every level is gonna be this broken now. But this next one is gonna be broken. This next one is called Noir Nightmare. It's basically a level set in the Noir Manhattan world. And here we're gonna see actually 2 examples of a new piece of tech called Miss Marvel clipping. But first I have to disable demolition mode. Miss Marvel has a very interesting attack animation where she just kind of like snaps to whatever she wants to destroy. And so in some specific places, it can like snap her behind a wall. You'll see right here.
What was that? That door. Did it just slam on its own?
With the slam.
Are those electric locks?
And we're out of bounds.
Seems just a little high tech for an office block.
And there's floors everywhere here. You can just walk out of bounds.
Let's find a way to open it.
And there is an out of bounds door behind this door right here.
Yeah, and that's pretty huge. You saw it in the cutscene there for a brief second, but that skips an entire boss fight there, but also like multiple rooms that have puzzles in them each. So that's huge. And that is technically a one try as well, so.
Yeah, and we also might have seen is I did another Miss Marvel clip to hit Fisk's car early from out of bounds. And this skips a boss fight actually, because as you can see on my left side of the screen, there's a weird boss attacking me. That's Elektra Noir. And you normally have to kill Elektra before Fisk's car is hittable. But because we hit the car out of bounds, now we can just kind of skip her altogether. And now we wait for like 30 seconds for nothing. For some reason. We just need to wait for a build to spawn in. I don't know why we have to wait for this, but there we go.
much for the stuff dreams are
Yeah,
made
this is what I said about the soundtrack here. This soundtrack is really cool in this stuff. Kind of reminds me of Cuphead. If anybody played that game in chat.
Yeah, which makes sense because that's got that like early jazz, you know,
Yeah.
vintage inspired stuff, which is this level specifically.
Mm-hmm.
The hub area for this level is actually really cool because once you enter it, everything goes black and white and really dreary and raining and all that. It's really cool, actually.
Yeah. The hub world is really long in this game, but it is really cool. Like Gus already said. It sucks for Hando though.
Yes. 100% is definitely a beast.
I recently actually like routed the whole 100% speedrun, but it's insanely long and would take probably like at least a month of preparation, so I decided to just like keep this for later. But it would be cool. So this was a pretty quick level. Now we're gonna go into level 10, so we're already almost halfway through with the levels, and basically at halfway point of the run. Like exactly. So yeah, next one is Kunlun Conundrum.
I know we've got a.
And this level, we have a Miss Marvel in our party again, which means we're gonna do another Miss Marvel clip to get out of bounds, but not for a minute here.
And more than a little dangerous. I'm guessing. Uh-oh. What's going on?
This level is actually really cool. In the speedrun, I hate it without the skip, but we have a really cool skip here coming up, and also a pretty cool and consistent boss fight.
Hey, always nice to see a familiar face.
Maybe those spiders have.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about this game is that there's so many unique skips, but also the skips are just so nice, especially like if you played it casually and you realize what you're skipping, it's just it's such a nice feeling. And they're all consistent mostly.
Yeah. Especially in the last level, there is a skip that saves skips the absolute worst room in the game, in my opinion. Won't see that for a while, but we will mention it.
Yeah.
Now we need to
And
make.
then you're kind of left with the boss fights, which are like actually pretty fun and also in your control in the speedrun. So it just works out nicely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a really easy game. The speedrun. Like, when I submitted this to LEGOthon, I didn't speedrun this for like 2 months, and I just came back and I knew absolutely everything, like how to do every trick and play the game. So it's really easy to, like, once you know how to do it, it's really easy to play. And now this is a Miss Marvel clip here. So this object is just not destroyable, but you can still target it and clip on top of it, like that. Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Ouch. Glad I wasn't live streaming that.
And there's some.
Which is, it's fortunate that you can retry this trick because it feels like, you know, one try like the other one. Yeah.
There we go. And there's some water right here in this area. So, and this water extends all the way out of bounds. So we can just kind of swim to the door right here.
Watch your step here. It's about to...
And now we enable demolition mode again.
There is no power in all of Kunlun that can stop me now.
Also, I'd just like to take a moment to appreciate the hat mode extra here. It's really funny looking. Also affects most characters. The only one I didn't know it doesn't affect is Star-Lord. Because Star-Lord has like multiple different, not multiple, but like 2 different looks, and it would probably break if it had the hat mode.
Yeah, he's got a thing, like I mentioned before, you can listen to music, so I think he chucks on headphones and starts jamming out, which would probably not work with a hat.
Yeah, but this is the steel serpent boss, which is not really complicated. You just need to punch this dude for a minute. Sometimes he does the dragon fire attack, but that's really it.
This from a man who is exiled from Kunlun in disgrace?
He's got you there, buddy.
Also, I kind of forgot to take a note of that earlier, but this game has also a kind of like fun glitch that doesn't do anything. If you're skipping a cutscene, and it's not the last cutscene, the audio from the cutscene is gonna play for like 5 seconds after you skip it. It's really visible in some levels. Not sure if there's one like that left, but it's a fun glitch. I don't know how they didn't notice it when playtesting, but yeah, it's in like all the 3.0 games. And yeah, that's half of the levels.
I guess we should mention the no cut. The no cut's, I mean, it's not different in this game, but entering it is different. You can't just like pause and do it in the extras menu. For some reason, they put the cheat code menu in the mansion that you spawn in front of, and then it's like in the Gwenpool room.
Yeah.
And you have to enter it there. It's also a different UI to do it. You know, it's not the same system, but it still works, which is very thankful because the cutscenes in this game are long.
Yeah. But okay. Now we have a really also unique skip. This room has a ton of like symbiote stuff where a symbiote can take control of your character and basically just like become a mini boss. And this symbiote has a very interesting attack where it teleports behind you quite literally, and you can abuse that to yeah, this is the correct term. You can make that symbiote go through the door on the left there, and then kill the symbiote to regain control of your character, which I'm gonna try to do here. Okay, just kind of like escort Spider-Man here. And there we go.
Nice, that's clean.
Yeah, and also this skips like a lot, because if you skip that door, this door is opened. So, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if you enter it, that door closes and you have to do that massive rune, which takes a long time. Honestly.
Yeah, that's a really long room and it's really bad.
Yeah.
Alright, where's the boss? Oh, there we go. I'm using specific characters here. Miss Marvel and She-Hulk. I believe they deal the highest damage. Also, did I turn this on? No.
I also believe that Carnum, which is the enemy here, is obviously a mixture of Carnage and Venom. I think it's a TT Games original character. I don't think it's a thing in the comics.
I do not know. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a big Marvel guy, but I've not read the comics. I'm more of an MCU guy, that's what I would say. I watch all the movies, but not a comics guy. But this does not look like a comics character, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I've heard that it's original, which is cool, because it's a really cool concept. It's also a big figure that can web sling, which is pretty sick.
Oh yeah, this is a really sick character. If you're just like playing this game casually.
Yeah. It is like his animations while he's swinging through the air is actually really sick.
Mm-hmm. Right, so this guy has 4 phases. We've gone through 2 of them. And this is the 3rd one, and after that he turns into Ultimate Carnum. There we go. Now we need to find a travel chute. There it is. Because that travel chute doesn't... You don't have to use it, but the boss always goes right here. And now we just punch the heck out of this guy until he goes to 0 health, and then we need to trigger his scripted phase. But this is basically a stun lock. If you like stop punching him, he will like start triggering his attacks. But if you never stop punching him, he's only gonna do the Grand Slam. And yeah, so yeah, we need to look out for this when his health bar drops to 0. Then we move away from him.
It's amazing what you can do with a little technology.
Which I think is now, yeah.
And access to every reality.
Okay, he did the correct attack. Sometimes he does a different attack, and this is bad when that happens. But now that he's done this attack, we can attack him again. And hopefully... Okay, there we go. Oops. We can pull Karnum out of the ultimate phase. And yeah, that's level 11. And the next one is really quick. Level 12 is really, really short. Actually, we have 3 short levels in a row. Right here. But this level...
It's pretty crazy, because...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you go. I was gonna say, it's pretty crazy, because this run was notoriously, like, by far the longest any percent run for a while. And now I think it still is one of the longest, if not the longest, I'm not sure. But it's, like, gotten so much faster. It's not even funny.
Yeah, well, if you don't count Skywalker Saga, yes, this is still the longest, but not by a lot. Not by a lot.
Yeah, well, this no cut is like only like 20 minutes slower than Marvel 1, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and now you're gonna see a free play glitch that we can only do once in the story. It's called Groot clipping. If you have Rocket and Groot in the same level, you can just kind of clip for every wall, because Rocket can go on top of Groot, and then Groot can punch against a wall, which kind of clips the hitbox forward, and you can jump off of Groot to get through the wall. And that's used in free play in every single level. But yeah, in story we can only do it right here.
Yeah, it's like a guaranteed out of bounds, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it was only used once. Which
that clip...
I mean, it's sad, but it's cool that we get to do it.
I fall down here. That clip saves, unironically, 3 minutes. Because it skips a very long section, it skips a 1 minute long, unironically, 1 minute long camera pan. And then it makes, similar to this last level, it makes this door here open. Normally it's closed, so you can just walk straight through. And now, demolition mode in this boss fight is really clutch. You'll see why. These are these 2 hounds here, and I can kind of just like quick kill them if I get good RNG. Okay, there goes 1. And there goes 2. Also, voice lines...
Ronan's got his party hat on, so he's ready to go.
Yeah, voice lines in this room are completely bricked. Like, they overlap on top of each other, they play in wrong order, they play 2 times for some reason. And it's only this room where it's really messed up.
Yeah. Don't know what happened here, but it's a bit funny.
But yeah, no, these hounds mini bosses that we had to defeat before Ronan also are original characters, by the way. That's something I actually googled because I wasn't sure where these guys are from. They don't exist. But they're normally a really RNG heavy boss fight. But with demolition mode, you can just like walk into them and they die in 1 hit. Like the same thing as the bosses in Hydro Hijinks.
Yeah, it's kind of an elite extra. It's so nice to have. And even casually, it's really fun. You can just run into objects and they'll just break. You get the studs.
Yeah, do agree. So now level 13, Inhuman Nature. Another level with a one-of-a-kind trick at the beginning. Gonna turn VSync on right here. And this character here, Crystal, has like elemental abilities, and she can, one of them is ice, and she can freeze. And if you freeze it close to a wall like that, you clip right through. Okay, cool. This is a really consistent clip, but it's sometimes you end up in a weird place, like I just did, but that's fine.
Yeah, and the camera can be a bit odd. But once you figure it out, it's not so bad.
Yeah, now we hit another out of bounds door, which is kind of where you would expect it to be, really. Oops. Right here. There we go.
Yeah, so that's an instance of freeze clipping. I'm not sure how many games have freeze clipping, but it's... I know of 3, for sure.
5 for 7, Lego Batman 2.
Okay. DC Villains has it as well.
Yeah, and this game. So 4. But freeze clipping works differently in each of those games, except in this game and DC Supervillain is actually the same thing. Because those... hello. Oh, I'm dumb. Hold on. This is not what you're supposed to do here. This game actually and DC Supervillains came out really close to each other, and they are basically the same game and in different universes. I think you just soft lock here. Need to switch to a different character. There we go. Okay. He unsoft locked himself, which is cool. And now I'm gonna try to find I'm trying to do an optimization here I learned about recently. You can kind of destroy this thing here early. So this boss fight ends with you shattering glass around Maximus. And you can shatter the glass early, but doesn't do anything. You still have to like go through the intended phases, but it ends the last phase like 2 seconds earlier, so gonna do it right here. There we go. But yeah, we still have to go through this section. But after that, the boss fight will just glitch out and end. But yeah, that is basically this level finished right here. But yeah, also, if you haven't ever played these games, these type games, I think DC Supervillains, like the one we just talked about with like how it's really similar to this game, is actually a really cool game, casually. The story in it is really amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
I think like I did say this game is not really good casually, but I think the stories they have, like they're really like well thought out and have really cool concepts, especially for DC, because DC doesn't have a lot of these like a lot of movies about it, I guess, the universe. Now this is the 3rd shortest level, just under 1 minute if done properly. We can just go out of bounds right here. There's a hole in collision. And this whole level, this whole room is supposed to be really long, but yeah, we just kind of fly out of bounds. And this is hilarious, this next skip. Do you want to explain this one, because it's amazing?
So what you'll see in about like 5 seconds is Seed's gonna run forward and attack. And because the devs are, I don't know, didn't realize this, you can actually just attack his core through the thing. So you'll see he's getting studs, that's because he's actually hitting him. So you do enough damage, and boom, that's it. That's the end of the level. That's
Yeah.
the whole boss fight. I honestly don't even remember what the intended way to do it is.
There's like 4 boss fights there with with each Guardian of the Galaxy, and then you like the core becomes active or something. But little did they know the core is always active and you can just damage it. It's really really fun.
That's probably like one of the funniest skips in any Lego game. It's just like so dumb.
Yeah, I do agree. Alright, time for the Red King Revelation. Shoutouts to the Red Dead Redemption reference.
Things are looking bad. And I mean down to my last bagel bad. But if
This whole level is one big arena, where we kind of have to free Hulk from the Red King's mind control, and after that, we fight the Red King. So this level is technically 2 rooms, but they're both the same room with like a little loading screen in between.
Hulk broke the staff, so why isn't he back to normal?
I think the staff was simply being used.
And yeah, we can do
Yeah,
a
this
lot
one's
of
pretty cool because it's like a
yeah.
yeah.
No, go ahead.
1p2c, yeah. Yeah, a lot of 1p2c in this level. Actually, does this level have any skips?
No, this... Oh yeah, this is the one without skips, I guess. That was the
Yeah.
next one. Okay, this guy has to really just like... No. Go away, man. There we go.
But it's cool because especially this level's nice. It's one big open room. It's kind of a routing thing. Once you figure it out, it's just, you know, 1p2c this, 1p2c that.
Ooh.
So it kind of flows pretty nicely, to be honest.
Yeah, that guy, the green guy, really screwed me over. I couldn't hit the thing for like a total 20 seconds. But yeah, no, the thing about this room is you want to do as many things as possible in camera pans, because usually the thing that you need to do spawns in just before a camera pan plays. Like this, okay, I didn't quite make it, but you can do this grapple during the camera pan, for example.
Okay, it worked. When they use the staff, destroy it.
But yeah,
I think it worked.
need to do one more of those things here.
One more blast.
Actually, I want Doctor Strange. There we go.
Just need to find a way to make Hulk extra angry.
people of Sakaar, I think we need even more action. Yes?
And this, this level is actually inspired by Thor Ragnarok stuff, because in Thor Ragnarok the villain is Grandmaster, and here's the Red King, but like the Hulk is just from Thor Ragnarok, and this character is even called Hulk Thor Ragnarok.
All right, Hulk.
So yeah.
You should have been careful who we picked. There we are, Mr. Hulk. Rock King.
So this is the last kind of thing we need to do here, and now we're gonna get into... In about a couple of seconds, we're gonna get into the fake loading screen. My favorite thing about this level. Because it's supposed to make you believe it's a loading screen, but it is not a loading screen. The game does not load during it. It's just a blank screen. It's always the same length, which is kind of funny. So now, this is the boss fight of this level, with the Snake and the Red King, and this is a ton of RNG here, and a lot of careful gameplay. It's very easy to like miss a cycle if you're not quick enough. A shout out to this Red King having the hat on his face.
Yeah, that's quite good.
And now we need to damage the Red King, and we need to deal enough damage to one-cycle him. There we go. Otherwise, if you don't one-cycle him, if you don't deal enough damage, that loses unironically 40 seconds. Because he just kind of sits there and just does a flamethrower attack. Alright. Okay, we did get the one-cycle here. With the Snake again, so that's really good RNG. I think it's a... So on phase 1, you are guaranteed a one-cycle if you don't mess up. On phase 2, I believe it's a 50-50. And on phase 3, I also believe it's a 50-50. I've only gotten perfect RNG once. Okay, is this gonna work? There we go. Alright. Okay, we did get the one here.
That just makes me feel so. Here it comes
The music stopped playing here. That's interesting. I feel like that happens sometimes, not sure why. Alright, are we gonna get... Oh! Perfect RNG! Oh, no, never mind, because... the ninja enemy decided to... Oh, okay, maybe we can save it? Saved. Cool.
Clutch, clutch.
This is saving like 40 seconds to my best ever playthrough of this level. It's actually kind of insane. But yeah, these ninja enemies, like you see, I almost missed the cycle because of one there. He just kind of animation canceled me.
Yeah. Kind of like the electric enemies in Marvel 1.
Yeah.
Screw stuff up.
Yeah. Alright. That was really good. Well, no, that was not really good. I got really bad room 1, but no, that was a really good room 2. Now we're on to the water level of this game. This level, so this next one here, Tornado. This is one of the... This is the level without a skip and free play. So, we mentioned that those out of bounds doors exist in this game that like kind of break this speedrun, and also free play. They like basically allow you to skip every single room in the game. This level does not have an out of bounds door. The only one without one. Actually, no, the next one also doesn't have one, but in the next one is a little bit less bad because of that. This level in free play is the same as story, basically. It's one giant room. You'll see here.
It's very scripted. You have to just kind of follow things and move to the next room, do it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Not really much you can do to speed it up either. Just doing it fast.
Yeah, the only thing that we have tried to skip it is getting to the boss fight early. Even if you get to the boss fight early, there's only one Atuma, and you need to go through all of this level for him to go to that boss fight and actually fight with you. So it's really unfortunate. I don't think there would be a skip in story, because I don't know if of any out of bounds here, but for free play it would be huge. Actually have 3 boss fights in this level. We have 2 boss fights with this guy, Porg, I believe is his name. And his first one is annoying, but doable. And yeah, water physics in this game, they are better than some other games, but still not perfect. That's something TT games quite never like really made good, is the water physics. I think that this is the best they've gone with them, but it's still far from perfect.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though, because in the hub, you can like enter the water. It's like a different zone basically.
Oh yeah.
And there's like objectives and collectibles and stuff all around. So it's kind of cool. It's like, you know, you wouldn't think that there's an entire thing underneath the water, but there is.
Yeah, one of the worlds that Kanged merged together is it's spelled Lemuria, but it's pronounced Numeria, I think. I don't know why. And yeah, it's the kind of like an underwater city. It's in the background of this level, as you can see. Yeah, I guess he also didn't really explain as much lore as I said we would, but yeah, no, this is kind of a... This game just has a ton of like worlds meshed together from different dimensions. I'm dumb. Hold on. There we go. So now we need to pull this, and now Torg is gonna come back to life. Bro has plot armor. Just kind of wakes up here. We need to another quote-unquote boss fight with him. Although this one is not really gonna be much boss fighting. More building a banana.
What? Hey! What's happening to me? Ha! No matter. Time for a little wake-up call.
He's gonna follow us here. Now we need to destroy some objects here. And we need to build a banana. Hopefully. Okay, both of my players grabbed an enemy. That's really cool. Now, apparently Torg loves bananas. And he just kind of gives up. Is he? Okay.
I guess so. Well, I guess he's like based on a gorilla. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
he kind of looks like a yeti and a gorilla meshed into one thing. I don't know the lore.
Yeah. No, I don't either. Also funny because I believe that banana would be made out of gold given the room.
Yeah.
This is like treasure and stuff.
Also,
So
it's
maybe he doesn't like bananas. He just likes shiny objects.
I don't know, but also I think it's not really explained well in the cutscenes, but Torg is actually mind controlled by Atuma. He's not really evil, I don't think, not according to this game, because in a cutscene we will not watch, Torg comes for Atuma and kind of pulls him into the depths of Lumeria as kind of like a revenge thing. So he's actually not a bad guy. Now we need to use a electric fish to attack Atuma 3 times. The gameplay of all time.
Yeah, craziest boss fight in any LEGO game, I think.
Leave this to me.
You can also just like damage him early sometimes. But also, that chest on the left is a mini kit. It's a really bad one to miss if you're casually playing this level. Well, I think most people just like kind of see a chest there and like get it because like that's what I did when I first played it. I imagine a lot of people just like saw a chest and they had to check what's in it.
Yeah.
So now we need to magic this handle. Okay. And we are almost done with this level.
The door's on a timer. Everyone inside, quick!
As you can see in this camera pan here, now Atuma swims to the boss fight. And this now is like when you can activate the boss fight. So yeah, like we said, there's not really a lot of room for skips in this one. Now I'm gonna try to do something here. You can put Captain Marvel behind the wall and yeah, get through it a little bit faster. And now we just have one boss fight left here. And this is a really simple boss fight.
Yeah, pretty short as well, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No more tricks. Let's settle this once and for all.
Give it up, Atuma. There's no way out.
The greater Tuma give up? Never!
Yeah, so you just kind of have to get him down to like 30% health. Then he hides. Then we need to kill some enemies, and then we need to beat him up again. And this boss fight has a glitch where you can actually get him to 0 health in the first phase. But similarly to some of the other bosses, the health bar is like absolutely fake. And it is scripted to, yet you need to go through every single phase. So that should bring Atuma back, there we go. And now we beat him up again. And, okay. There we go. Alright. So that's level 16. Only have 4 more levels to go. And this next level, it is really long, and it is the casual player's worst nightmare. Let's speedrun. It's alright. Right. So this is the infamous Sphinx level that everybody that's played this game casually despises because of how long and kind of drawn out it is, but it has really sick skips, as you'll see here.
Yeah, it's really only... There's not many parkour skips in this game.
Yeah.
This level is just full of it, which is really cool. It's fun. It's just, it feels like you're really breaking the level.
Yeah, and the reason it works is because this is a cursed tomb that if you try to fly in, it breaks the flight. So yeah, you're just not allowed to fly, and that's why they didn't really like look into the possibility of you jumping over stuff, which you'll see in a second. Gives you a lot of opportunities to just like scale some walls and do stuff. I'm gonna switch to VSync 30 here because it makes this section a ton easier. And this is a type of puzzle we haven't seen it because we just skipped so many of them. This is a Doctor Strange rune. Yeah, rune panel. You need to like make the shape, but you can't go on the same line twice.
Yeah. Which, like, it's honestly kind of easy. It's pretty hard to mess up. Usually you can, you know, make your way through it.
I'm not gonna lie, I messed them up a ton when playing casually. After I figured out the perfect pattern, that's when... Like, okay, it's not impossible to soft lock them, is the thing, but it's really hard to sometimes figure them out if you just haven't done
sometimes
this.
if you just take the wrong path, you're screwed.
Yeah. So this is our... Oh, also this level has like a split party. So we enter through that portal, and now we play as Cap and Hulk. Oh, before I forget, I need to turn this off.
Yeah.
And also Cap only has half a heart, which is a stupid design choice with absolutely no merit behind it. And it makes some of this really annoying, but yeah, you can just see that we're gonna parkour over absolutely everything in this Captain America section. And also, because of this parkour, we're actually skipping triggers to spawn in some scorpions that are normally like right here, and they're really annoying enemies.
Yeah, they like have an area effect that just blocks you from doing anything.
Yeah. And here, before I do this, I'm gonna kill all these enemies because they like to screw you over. Also, these like tombs behind them are their spawners, so... And this actually completely sequence breaks this level. And the jump I'm about to do with Doctor Strange here also is a huge sequence break. Well, not that huge, but it skips a puzzle. So here, this is an example of a scope jump. So holding down X and then jumping twice, it's attack in a lot of LEGO games, and yeah, allows you to jump over that gate. Because we only need Doctor Strange over here for now. Do this.
Yeah, and that skips a puzzle that I don't think we've seen at all. No,
It's
like a panel puzzle that you gotta shift them around.
Yeah, we will not see it anywhere in the speedrun. There's only a few of them, and we happen to skip all of them. So yeah. So now that we did this Doctor Strange party side, we're gonna go into the Captain America side again. And another piece of cool platforming here. And fun fact, there's supposed to be platforms you need to jump on here, and they are triggered by the puzzle that we just skipped on the other side of the level with the Doctor Strange party. And the game doesn't actually tell you that opens those platforms, and those platforms are needed for something hundo, and it took me like 40 minutes to figure out what you need to do when I was routing this, so yeah, fun thing. So I can jump over this, and now we can switch to the other party. And we need a Captain Marvel right here, who can also do this jump. Now I'm gonna switch back to VSync off because we do not need Birdie anymore. And last platforming skips here. To open this up.
Hey, good to see you guys again.
You too. Now let's get out of here.
And we open this door. And now we go into the boss fight of this level, which is the living mummy boss fight. Quite an inconsistent one, unfortunately. And I need to enable demolition mode.
sleeping for so long. I would have thought he'd be well rested.
Trust me, it's not as much fun as it sounds.
Yeah, so first phase, we kind of need to deflect the beam with Cap.
Time for a taste of your own medicine.
Oh, this is not good. This guys are in front of me. Hold on. Okay, this should work? There we go. Yeah, sometimes this is kind of annoying. The party goes in front of you there and blocks your beam.
This might be our chance.
Now, another example of demolition mode being super helpful. You can one-shot, hopefully one-shot these mini-bosses. There we go. And we can get some early hits on Living Mummy here. The second phase is basically the same thing. And after that, we need to do and beat them up with the boss. And it's really, really annoying. So this boss has this gimmick where he kind of like stuns one of your characters and the other needs to attack him. And then he teleports somewhere, does the same thing, and you do that over and over again until you defeat him. And he also regains health. So that's a very fun thing, but okay.
Yeah, you gotta be quick with it.
Yeah. But that is this.
Which is annoying because boss health is tied to your FPS.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but damage rather.
Mhm.
Not health. So, you know, lower FPS, then these cycles, they really add up if you don't get him quick because he heals more than you can deal, you know?
Yeah. This game is kind of funny because this game doesn't really have any frame rate dependent tricks. Everything in the speedrun is possible on 60 FPS. But the kind of like the whole game is FPS based.
Yeah.
So, alright. Now going into the fourth shortest level. This level is only one room. And we can get out of bounds really, really quickly in this one.
Okay, Tony. What do you need us to do?
And this is also I guess a unique piece of tech. So we get a character here that we haven't played with before. This is Wasp. And she is the only the only flying small character that we get in the story. And her hitbox is kind of messed up. And if you get very, very close to a ceiling, like we will see in a second, yeah, I'm gonna do that in a second here. Yeah, I'm gonna use this panel here, get the satellite all the way to the top. And once we do that, the satellite is really close to the ceiling, and Wasp can just barely stand on top of the satellite, and then jump to go out of bounds. And yeah, you can just jump through the ceiling. Really, really huge. Only works in this level with this character. So now we need to set up our camera for the out of bounds door here. A little bit too far right. There we go.
Yeah, so there's like 3 phases in total. There's the front one that we were just in, and then you go around the back of the mansion, and there's another thing that you have to do, and then you go to the top of the mansion, there's a boss fight. And so that skip just gets rid of all of that, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's level, honestly, this level's not too bad, but it's a lot of dumb stuff that can happen, so I'm really glad it can be skipped. Also, Gus, if you can type in the channel that it's 5 minutes left, that would be amazing, because I can't alt-tab.
Will do.
Alright, now we're on to the last 2 levels here on board the sword. Now, I accidentally discovered a boss cycle skip in my PV here, which means I'm probably not going to be beating this because I don't know how it happened and I've never been able to do it. So, but yeah, in this first room, we actually have a really huge skip with an also unique piece of tech. We're going to be clipping through a kill plane. Shoutouts to Toffee, who found this. It's called toppy clipping this tech here. So we're gonna shoot Star-Lord into the skill plane with the Spider-Man. It's just gonna clip him right through. It's really amazing.
See how funny it is when I'm through with you.
I'm gonna turn V-Sync back off. And now we can go out of bounds, or we are out of bounds. I'm gonna fly out of bounds to the end level trigger here, which is gonna take us straight to the boss fight of this level.
Yeah, I mean, it's just super nice you do that, like, literally the first thing, as soon as you get into the room, just do that clip.
Yeah,
So, Tony, bet you wish.
You loathsome beings. I'm going to enjoy my role in your...
and now we need to do this correct. Like, shout out to his hat. I love it.
Yeah, that's good.
And now this boss fight is kind of annoying, but it's really not a bad boss fight. So you need to wait for him to shoot a beam, and now if we shoot him, we can deal damage. And what happened in my PB is I kind of just like dealt half of his HP in one hit, and I have no idea how that happened. And it saved about a minute. So yeah, now I have a guaranteed unbeatable split in this category, but yeah, we need to just shoot at him here for a couple minutes. But after a couple of hits, he's gonna regain his shield. And... yeah, now those enemies spawn in here, but I don't think you're required to kill them. We just need to kind of wait on Korvac to do his thing here. Korvac is the guy in the top here, by the way. Oh, and these are the best enemies in the game. The red armored enemies. They're unkillable. Really fun concept from the developers.
Yep. Always fun to see them.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily they're not, like, too annoying, I guess. There's just that you just can't get rid of them.
No, they get really easily stunned, which is good. I still think that the ninja enemies are worse, but... oh, Kang is pushing him now. That's not fun. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that's the second phase done. And... yeah, now we just need to wait for the third phase here. And after that, we'll be on to our final level of this run. So, yeah. Ending it off of a bang here. Because these last couple of levels in this game are really, really hype. Especially the last one. The last one is really cool. Alright. Now... okay, I don't know where Iron Man went, but... we need to shoot him a couple more times here. Also, you do need to shoot him. If you punch him, he gets iframes, which is a unique gimmick to this fight, but it's not really well explained, which is why I don't think this is a... I don't think this is a good boss fight, but it is a cool one. Alright. Time for the last level here.
Yeah, and so we'll actually fight Kang in this level, which is, you know, the penultimate enemy, but you don't actually really fight him.
No.
Well, I guess you kind of do, but it's not interesting.
Yeah.
It's a silly boss fight.
Also, for how Popster, time will end in this last level once we go into the ending cutscene. Alright. Time for the last level, Out of Time. And this one has a really huge skip that I'm pretty sure saves like 4 minutes or 5 even. So this level technically has 3 rooms, but the first rooms are in the same map. And you need to kind of like do this room, get an elevator going to the top. And then once you reach the top, you fight Kang for like a solid, 4 minutes. And... but if you get out of bounds right here, which we'll see in a second, you can hit it out of bounds that skips both rooms. So, we're gonna do one last trick, the one last fall rescue clip. And also, fun fact, if you reach the Kang fight early, it actually soft locks because you need to go through this room in order for the Kang fight to work properly. But yeah, one last fall rescue clip, and actually first try, really nice. And the out of bounds door, it's just right here at the start of the level.
It's super nice that we have that one area of like void that you can jump into, because that allows the entire skip to be possible.
Yeah, without that one fall rescue clip, yeah, that the run would be like 5 minutes longer. Or without that one fall rescue kill plane, I guess. And now we need to do some pushing puzzles. And we do the final showdown with Kang, which is in a classic LEGO fashion, a spamming section. So apologies if the keyboard sounds are gonna go through here, but I'm gonna be spamming a lot of keys at the same time. Alright, so we need to use the tech panel here, and then after that we can do a fight against Kang with Captain America here.
And Kang's got the hat on. Let's go.
Yeah. Really big hat. So, timing coming up here in a couple seconds, once we get through this section.
Scanners modulated. Awaiting user input. This will be a day long remembered.
One last phase, and
GG.
that was honestly, that was a really good run. Only a minute behind PB.
Yeah, that was good. Most things went well.
Yeah, so yeah, that was LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 replay story. Hope you guys found this speedrun and this showcase fun. I certainly had a lot of fun. It's gonna be the last time I played this game for a while, so I'm glad to have shown enough. Thank you so much for the commentary, guys. You really touched it up.
Oh, good. Yes, it's fun. It's good to revisit this game. I haven't played in a while, but watching it, it's just such a cool run, man. It just really is.
Yeah. But yeah. Can just kind of go through these cutscenes here, and yeah, I think so. This is gonna be my last round of LEGOthon, so you can that's gonna be it from me. And make sure to watch the rest of the event and donate and take it away, Hav.